Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a really good one for you today because the Fed has just issued its countdown for the recession. And I'm going to tell you when it's going to start, according to some experts. Dun, dun, dun. Before I get into it, please take a second to hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Join the email list, which is in the video description below. And I'm freezing, guys. It's cold. Got a scarf on, got a big fat jacket on, and it's just freezing out here, okay? But it's beautiful, and I wanted to walk out here and had a meeting today, and it's starting to rain too, which is nuts. So anyways, Bank of America and a Fed group have made these charts through history, and these charts have tracked all of the recessions that the country's had and different dips since the Great Depression. And one thing that's really fascinating about this is that they've been pretty accurate, okay, with determining this. And if you want to follow the guidelines, you're going to believe that once the Fed starts tightening and they start raising interest rates, that we're going to see a recession within 24 to 28 months, okay? Now, that being said, it doesn't make sense, guys. If you think that we're not in a recession right now as we walk the streets, okay, you're kidding yourself. Retail has been decimated. The Christmas season, this will be the worst Christmas season ever, okay? And you've got people spending less money than ever. You've got almost 12% of the people saying that they're not even going to buy Christmas presents for people. You've got Best Buy, Burlington, all these different places. You know, people sent me video of Staples today that has no merchandise inside the stores, okay? This is absolutely catastrophic right now. And again, our manufacturing, the PMI manufacturing index that comes out every year that they do, it's down at its lowest level this month right now. So again, you know, you can sit there and say, oh, it's just 1 month down. No, it's been down huge, and it continues to go down. First-time unemployment claims that were just announced were another 206,000 people. Now, here's the interesting thing about this is that you go through, you know, the news and trying to find that. It's very difficult to find that right now. It used to be something that was talked about each week. Now it's kind of celebrated. Hey, only 206,000 people filed these first-time unemployment claims. That's ridiculous. Now, one thing I did find was we've got great news. Oklahoma, only they're down 28% in their filings. Well, here's the crazy thing. Think about this number. Just over 2,200 people in Oklahoma filed for unemployment last week. Doesn't that seem like nothing? I mean, it seemed like you'd have a city filled with 2,500 people, 2,200 people to file. New Hampshire, you know, or, you know, had, you know, an uptick. They were up 5%. But again, when you add it all up, 206,000 people filed first-time unemployment claims. And everything is great right now. So the service PMI is also off. That number's, you know, way off of what it's supposed to be right now. And again, everything points to this recessionary nightmare that we're not supposed to have happen until 24 months from when they start to raise interest rates. Look at the comments, look at everybody that reaches out, the hundreds of emails I get in a day from people that write things and tell me stories and tell me everything that's happening in their lives and to their business, and it is absolutely catastrophic. You know, you're seeing really horrific things happen. Somebody sent me a story about Washington State, where they had employees that worked for basically their EDD department, and they fired everybody. Okay, and right before Christmas, okay, middle of December, and this is awful, guys, because what they did was they said, hey, if you don't take your vacation pay between now and the end of the year, you lose it. So think about this. People, if you have vacation pay built up, you're basically fired, let go, and paid your vacation pay, and that's it. So again, you're not going to hear about that on the news. This is terrible, guys. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. There's a few more things to cover. I just wanted to get out here, guys. I wanted to get out, you know, because it is supposed to rain again, and just wanted to get amongst nature, okay? So do you believe that this countdown for recession, where they say it's going to be 24 to 28 months, I just don't believe it. I think it's absolutely stupid, because nothing gels. Nothing makes sense. Nothing is real. Everything is off. Now, a lot of people with my last video, when they saw the notes about, hey, this is what retail is going to be. We're now going to see retail go to a place where you're going to walk in and it's going to be a pickup only. What do you do with all the retail locations? Seriously. What do you do with a Best Buy with thousands of feet? What do you do with a Burlington coat factory where they have these false walls built inside the place to cool, to make the place look like it has more merchandise and to keep you out of the empty space? Okay? They're still paying the same rent, guys. What do you do with places like that? Okay? I mean, the commercial rent and the commercial vacancies that are out there right now are only going to escalate. The number of restaurants that are going to go out of business right now, because that's the one thing that I'm starting to see, is that people are not spending the money with the holidays right now. They're not having the holiday parties. There's none right now that I know of, okay? And people that normally would have mixers and have things like that, and we're back, Dan. We can get together and party. Well, we don't want to spend $2,500 on a party for everybody. So you're seeing that completely eliminated right now in the marketplace. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think, because people are not spending the money nearly the way that we're being told that they are, that everything's so great. Well, it looks like the Biden budget agenda is in huge trouble right now, because Senator Manchin has said that he will not vote to extend the child tax credit. Okay? A lot of people did not think that this was going to continue and go through. That being said, guys, that's the final piece of stimulus, okay, that's out there, is that child tax credit. And if you think that it's just a coincidence that this is finally done, it is done, guys. Everything is finished. And people need to start looking at things that way. They need to start looking that, there's nothing else out there. There's no more free lunch. There's no more extended forbearance. They're evicting people. They're filing mortgage foreclosures on people. I mean, things are moving forward in that direction. The Bank of England just announced their first rate hike to fight inflation. Now, here's the thing I get a kick out of, and the story is below, but the Bank of England says, our inflation is at 5.1%. And yesterday, there's a story that says that it's at 10%. So make up your mind, guys, okay? None of us believe that these numbers are at 5%. Nobody believes that unemployment is as low as they say it is. Nobody believes that inflation is as low as they say it is. It's absolutely catastrophic. And again, how do you have wholesale prices go up 9.6% and not have inflation go up double, okay? For regular people like you and I that are buying those wholesale products. Oh, damn, that's a terrible way to look at it, okay? Well, it is, okay? And again, guys, all this stuff, all the news stories, all the access, all the people, everybody that writes me, everything that gets sent to me, okay, is all stuff that I just don't make up for the hell of it, okay? So draw your own conclusions. Make up your mind yourself. But if you think that things are good right now, this thing is a mess. And the problem with this is that, when Biden was brought in, he was going to fix everything. That was the big sales pitch, and that you were going to get a $2,000 stimulus check that you never got, and that the budget was all going to come together and everybody's going to work together. And the final straw has been dropped and fallen, and that we're not going to have the child tax credit. Now, there's people out there that are going to be incredibly upset about this that have young children, but it was never promised for beyond the first year. So there's that. Next thing is, with the EV wars and with all the stuff with these cars, the Chevy Bolt, okay, it's had a huge recall over and over again. They have stopped production of this car until at least February of 2022. And again, this should be a bigger story, because whether you like the Bolt or you don't like the Bolt, who cares, okay? That's not the point. The point is that a car company, General Motors, is not going to make this car for 3 months, okay? So that's crazy, guys. So it could be as long as March until they get into this, but at least mid to late February at this point. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Again, what we're being told is one thing. What is actually happening in front of our own eyes is completely separate. One thing we've covered a lot on this channel is a lot of the retail and a lot of the vacant real estate, warehousing, retail locations, closed restaurants, things like that. This story goes along with that, in that Apple just announced that they have postponed coming back to the office indefinitely. Now, okay, it's Apple, they make the iPhone. You know, Apple still, when you see the surveys about the company and people are pro Apple, it's one of the companies that has the highest rated customer satisfaction. Either people love the Apple products or they hate Apple. It's just that simple. I mean, it really is super high though. So it's one of these things that people can never live without it if they're into it. Now, the thing about that is Apple just announced that they are postponing coming back to the office for the employees indefinitely. It was supposed to be late February. Nope, indefinitely. Plus, they're giving every single employee $1,000 to outfit their home to make it more work-friendly. So guys, trust me, they're not coming back to that huge headquarters. They built that spaceship headquarters in Northern California, and it's a beautiful spot, and it'd be one of those things that would be cool to go visit and see and do a tour through. But that being said, those people are not going back to that office anytime soon. So there's that. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable that they're just not having these people come back. So share your thoughts on this, because again, not everybody's Apple. Not everybody is Microsoft. Microsoft still put everybody off. What do you do with all that vacant real estate around us? Seriously, what do you do? Who makes those mortgage payments? Well, Dan, these people are wealthy. These people are rich. They don't have to worry about that. No, that's not the case, guys. I know a lot of rich people that aren't rich anymore, if you know what I mean. Okay. One thing you have up here that happens a lot is you get people in filming the engagement photos and things like that. So I had to run through people shooting their engagement photos so I could get to the other side. The next thing, and this is for all you crypto people out there, the IRS has just announced that they're going to scrutinize all crypto transactions, and the 2021 1040 tax form, basically on the top, one of the first things they're going to ask you about is your cryptocurrency transactions. Now, I have a great story with this. I was getting a cup of coffee yesterday, and there was a backwards hat genius in the coffee shop explaining to somebody that when you buy certain coins and things like that, you don't have to report them as income. And I'm like, oh my God, what horrible advice are you giving this guy? So sorry, the camera shook for that. I'm supposed to emphasize how bad that was. But could you imagine that? So, what the IRS has done is that you have got to report all virtual currency. So I wish I had this story yesterday, go back in time and slide this in front of that guy. But all virtual currency, how were you paid? Were you given it as a bonus? Were you given it airdropped? Was it sent to you? I mean, if you were, sent telepathically cryptocurrencies, the IRS wants to know about it. Now, you can say, Dan, it's always been like that, and you're always supposed to report that, and all of us do that. No, you don't. You haven't. This has been your big sales pitch to everybody that, you can take it. And even Michael Saylor, I love Michael Saylor and his big debate with Frank Giustra when he was talking about how crypto could be moved. Hey, my crypto's not here. If it's not here, it could be in Utah. It could be moved here. It could be moved there. You still have to pay taxes on it, guys. So that was the one thing. It was like, he was debating that over gold and the value of holding gold over Bitcoin. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. It's great. Read the story below, but was it airdropped to you? Was it given to you as an incentive? Was it given to you as a bonus? Was it given to you as a reward? I mean, all these things that you guys think you're going to oh, I was paid this way, so it doesn't count. It counts, guys. It counts. And virtual currency. Okay, so fake money. They think it's real. It's here to stay, guys, and you're going to have to answer to this. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. And it's going to be an interesting tax season because these people are going to start getting their brains audited out. And it's going to be, I'll have a video someday about the audit festival for people with their cryptocurrencies. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think. And also, there's something really fascinating about Dogecoin. Thought I'd bring this up too. There was a Dogecoin wallet that was transferred almost $1 billion, okay? $900 million worth of Dogecoin was transferred from one wallet to another right before Elon Musk made his big announcement that Tesla could accept Dogecoin as payment. Now, was it Elon? Who knows? Okay, I don't know, okay? But read the story below because it's going to be attached also. And they're talking about, is this something that, is tied to him in some way or another? If you don't think that people do stuff like that, like the front running and where they, where a celebrity was paid with a Dogecoin or something and then talks about it, I think it happens all the time, guys. So share your thoughts on that. One thing that happens a lot with the self-help sites is they try to help whenever there's a crisis. So now with inflation being the big problem, you get things like Market Watch that say, here are 7 tips to help you fight inflation and what to do with your money. Okay, now I'm not going to bore you with any of these because I think some of them are pretty obvious and ridiculous at the same time, but share your thoughts on all this stuff. On do you look, whenever there's a crisis, do you sit there and go, let's see what the surveys say? Does that interest you? Now, one thing that I did find that I found fascinating is Argentina has horrible inflation, 50% inflation right now. And I found an article about Argentina's inflation and what they do there to combat that. And it's kind of crazy because it's like completely, from an irresponsible financial standpoint, it just seems ludicrous. And what I mean by that is, like, hey, when you get paid, spend your money right away. Take out loans, take out credit, buy things on installment loans as much as you can. And it's like, man, this is the worst financial advice I think I've ever heard. So again, your money as a depreciating asset, and fiat currencies are dead and all that stuff that we hear about, you don't want to be holding cash if you could have gold, silver, or another asset. But to sit there and say, go take out loans and stuff is nuts. But I really want you to take a look at this article because I think it's just crazy. And but, the one thing that people ask is, could inflation go that high? Now, they're not telling us that inflation, in the UK is... it's at 10%. That's what people are telling me. People are writing me. The stuff I got today was Dan, it's just sky high. It's crazy. You're spot on. It's nowhere near 10%. It's much higher. Now, they just raised their interest rates to 0.25% from 0.01%. So it went up 24 basis points on their for lending for their their basically their prime rate over there in England. Is that going to make a difference? Who knows? I think they're going to have bigger jumps with that. And I think that if the Fed is going to control this inflation, if we had a government that cared about us, and cared about the little guy, they would do certain things to stop this because inflation is destroying families right now. And, we're having a cold winter here, okay? But, I live in one of these places that's really cheap to heat and cool, just for the way it was built, okay? But the average person is spending an absolute fortune right now to heat and cool their house. And, when you talk about, people having to make decisions on stuff like this, I have a friend that, I mentioned her in the past about her cancer diagnosis, and her insurance is outrageous, and how she had her debit card got reissued, and it created a little bit of an issue with her insurance last month. But, the average person, if they ran into these problems, would be done, okay? They couldn't afford medication. Even if it's something simple, these people can't afford this. But anyway, share your thoughts on all this stuff. I just think that people don't realize that inflation could come, and you could see 5% a month. You could see crazy figures like that with hyperinflation. And the Fed is talking about, well, let's predict that we could have a recession in 24 months. Guys, this is absolutely fantasy land, catastrophic time, and that this is a bad movie right now that we are all living through right now. The commercial real estate, forget the residential real estate for a second, that I think is so overpriced. But the commercial real estate right now is going to be such a huge problem because of the restaurants that are going to go out of business, the people that are hanging on for Christmas. And I know people in the restaurant space, and we're going to have catering, we're going to have all this stuff. Guys, it's the holidays. You got one more weekend, okay, of potential holiday parties, and then you've got Christmas. So, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. If you think that this is just great and everything's going to be good, because I sure as hell don't think that, okay? I'm going to end this video with these next 3 stories. And first one is, I found a list of 33 ways to get payments from the government for free, different resources and things like that. Take a look at the article below, and you can get that, share that with your friends or colleagues. Different states, not every state, but take a look at it and share that. And the next thing is Chairman Powell from the Fed. He said that the inflation is not being spurred by the high wages. Guys, the wages aren't high enough right now, okay? Here's the thing. The wages that people are talking, certain economic experts are saying that because of these high wages, it's causing the inflation. It's lunacy, guys. People's wages are not keeping up with inflation right now. That's why investment bankers, okay, are furious that their increase in pay is not going to make it. Now, again, boo-hoo for somebody that makes $300,000 or $400,000 a year. But the point is that these people live in idiot town, in crazy places where they spend $5,000 for a 1-bedroom place. That's on them. And, okay, we don't feel too bad for stuff like that. Okay, final thing is Forbes. Forbes is saying, people need to understand how good things are right now. We're not going to have a recession anytime soon. It's going to happen in 2023. Look out. Now, I want you to think about this. I'm going to close it with this one. The economy was, catastrophic in 2020. If things continued at the exact pace that they are right now for another year, okay, what kind of hell do you think we'll be in? Seriously. Oh, we're great, Dan. Things are good right now. Things are good in my town. You think so? Okay. I think that it will be, Mad Max, within a year, guys. I think it's going to be crazy town if something's not done to fix all this stuff. So believe what you want with Forbes. Okay. Last thing is, if you want to send me a Christmas card, I will leave the address for the P.O. box in the video description below. Love to hear from you, okay? You've got the email, and you've got ways of getting a hold of me as well. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Join the email list, which is in the video description below as well. Onward and upward, guys. Please understand this. The crystal ball of economics, I hate, because the crystal ball of economics, very few people want to get out in front of it. You get the Peter Schiffs and the Bill Ackman and Ray Dalio that want to get out there and say, this is what's going to happen. Robert Kiyosaki's now, pounding the drum about how the end of the world's about to happen. If you believe that, okay, I think that things are bad, okay? And it's not gloom and doom. Look at all the stories that were attached to this video. So onward and upward, guys. I will see you very soon. And I also want to close it out with one last thing. And that is, one of our subscribers, Ben, gave Joseph Dreamhouse $1,000, okay, to help people that are, challenged getting meals. Joseph Dreamhouse is my favorite charity. They're going to be my 2022 charity that we're going to raise a lot of money for and do a lot of cool stuff with. And they provide meals for families, food that they can go and make and take. And again, just a great organization. Fran Glover and her team are just excellent people. And Ben, who said, don't give my last name, but Ben, you're an amazing human being for doing this. And if you guys want to donate to Joseph Dreamhouse, $5, $10, skip a cup of coffee and give it to Joseph Dreamhouse. It's going to go to an incredible organization. So onward and upward, guys. The link for Joseph Dreamhouse will be below as well. See you soon.